Hello, 1407ers. I decided that I'm going to do a pocket, and I'm going to walk you through it. You're going to see me do it live. Probably going to make mistakes, probably going to say, oh shoot, but we're going to go for it because I've had people ask, how did you do that? So I figured, what the heck, let's show them. These are the papers I'm going to use from the Netherlands kit. This is the blue, kind of like a cloud sky on one side and the grass on the other. And then this is the tulips. I think I'm going to use the smaller side, but there's also the bigger ones. And I'm going to use these two journal cards. And I'm going to use the washi. So I'm doing this for my B6. Which makes it a little trickier because there are these die lines that you can download on the 1407 website that you can trace and will help you make it. This is an A6, this is a pocket. It's a little tricky when you get to the B6 because it doesn't necessarily fit on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So I kind of made up my own way to do it, and that's what I'm going to show you guys today. So I know that this is going to be the base of my pocket. So I'm going to cut it like I would if I was just going to cover, I want to keep some of that, like if I was going to cover an insert. And I don't know if you guys can see me, slide it down. I have all my little marks right up here for like A6, B6, so that I've measured it once and I know where to line it up. So I'm going to go along here first. And we're going to cut. God, that first cut is always so scary, right? Because you think, oh crap, did I do it right? Did I cut in the right spot? And I know I want to keep this white, so I'm going to cut the other end. There's my B6 mark. I'm going to give it a little extra because it is a pocket, just in case. I'd rather have a small amount of hangover than have it be too short. So this is now the main part of my pocket. Now with the flowers, rather than having the, rather than having this where you would cut it and then fold this up and this becomes your pocket, because I don't have that on the B6, I have to make my own. So I'm just going to kind of gauge this and think that I want it, you know, about so deep, and we're just going to cut it. So we're going to give, if it's 7 inches high, let's say I want my pocket to come up like 2.5 inches. So I will take this and let's just go right here. Let's make it a little bit more than 2.5 because you've got to allow for the tape. And we're just going to cut it right there. Slide that over there. And then this we want to be the exact same size going across. So I put that there. Let's just slide this. I use this like big honkin' paper cutter because it's just easier for me. I'm gonna put that there, cut down. Okay, so now we can get rid of the paper cutter. And I've got that and that, except this one I know I want at the back, and this I want this way. Or do I want it that way? See, this is always what I do. Then I go through, which way do I want it? I think I want it that way for what I plan on doing. So, okay. What do you think? The little flowers? But I think the little flowers are going to work best for what I want. So now, I'm going to, actually before I tape my pocket, no, I'm going to tape my pocket first. So I'm just going to use a little bit of the double-sided tape. And I'm going to actually do it down here. Just a little piece there. And you don't need a lot because I'm going to laminate this afterwards. So that's going to kind of hold it in place too. I just want a small amount to hold it where I need it. think that's, oh, it's just a little bit off. But when you're just using like a couple little pieces, it's okay, because it allows you that little bit of adjustment. So see, it's really just in the corners right here. This is all still open. Okay, so I've got that there. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this. Just a real loose fold. And then fold it the other way. This kit is so beautiful. I love all of the florals and the outdoorsy. It's just so pretty. And this one, we're actually going to stick here because even though this is going to be a pocket, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be full all the time, or I may have something shorter, and so I still want it to be pretty. And so we're going to put that right there. And then on the outside of my pocket, drawing it up. I think I want it down at the bottom. So then, or wait. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. We are going to swap it. We're going to put this up here. So let's put the tape on the back. We're going to put that just like that. Okay, so you can kind of see here, we've got what now looks like a pocket. But, and you could, like, I've got the die cuts, you could add some die cuts to it to add to if you wanted like the little bunny, or the little Dutch shoes are really cute. Gosh, maybe I would stick those on there, except that I wanted to do the washi, so I won't. But there's just, rather than just sticking the paper inside of a dashboard or wrapping it around your insert, try and just get creative and do something totally different. So my next step is going to be putting the washi on the bottom. Now you could do this afterwards, after you laminate it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it before I laminate it. This is really difficult for me, guys, because I am such a perfectionist, and I'm looking at this right now and it's not exactly straight, and that's kind of stressing me out. I use like old gift cards to tear my washi so that it's straight. But yeah, I kind of have like a little OCD when it comes to things being straight and perfect. But this is more of a lesson in how to, so it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. So that just kind of added a little extra to the bottom of the pocket. Okay, so now, okay, move all my stuff out of the way. And we need to get to the laminator. I put everything on the wrong side. So let's scooch all that. See all this pretty stuff? Go crazy with it, guys. Get creative. Alright, so I'm going to take this now and put it inside. If I can find the opening. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put this all the way to the edge. Smooth it across. It's fairly straight for when I cut it afterwards. And I'm going to slide it over here through my laminator. So I'll be back in a moment. I don't know if I can, see if I can turn this. Bear with me. Okay, so you can see it's going through the laminator. My little cell phone holder doesn't want to stay in this angle, so I have to hold it, but you can see that it's going through the laminator, slowly but surely. And I run it through a second time just to make sure that it's sealed good. Okay, so you've got that now. then what I do, got a little bubble over here, but that's okay because we're going to cut it. Now I'm actually going to cut it. So let's get our paper cutter back here. I'm going to go ahead and leave the phone sideways so that you can see it when I run it through the second time. And I'm going to trim this edge over here, not too closely. It's okay to have a gap of the laminated edges. And I do use the corner rounder after, so I want to make sure that I have enough room for that as well. Okay, so now you have this, all right? So now what I'm going to do is I am actually going to fold it in half, again, after it's been laminated. This is a little trickier sometimes because, like I said, I'm a perfectionist and I want it exactly even. I need to get one of those little, like, what are those things called? The little score thingies, you know, for folding the paper. I just use the side of a pencil though. It generally works. Okay, so now I'm going to actually change my thickness on my laminator to 5 ml instead of 3 so that it's a little thicker. And I'm going to put this through the laminator folded, which will help with that crease in the corner. It's coming. Watch right there. You'll see it soon. Okay. And this is also a great thing that you can do with like scrap papers and extras. I know Katie did a really great pocket with the succulent paper that she can just keep in her, I'm gonna do it one more time, that she can keep in her TN, and it doesn't have to necessarily match a kit because it's what she likes. It's the succulents. So anytime you have extras, I mean, even like, I'll use this kind of stuff. I'll show you while it's going through the laminator. You know, this is the like cardstock that comes in the package with the die cuts in the back of the die cuts. You could keep the 1407 planners, or you could cut it off and then, you know, put this, like say you've got the flowers, put this on here some way, and then add the bunny. I mean, use the scraps, get creative. There's so many things you can do. I hate throwing stuff away. Okay, so I've got my pocket. It's laminated. We're gonna push the laminator out of the way, and I'm gonna try and get my phone back here. Kind of. We're still recording. All right. So the next thing that I do is I take my little tiny scissors. These are like I don't even know where I got these. Amazon, I think. EK Tools. Super sharp. Love them. Okay. As you can see, this all got laminated. So now I'm going to very carefully go right along the edge. It's almost like using an X-Acto knife. I mean, if I had an X-Acto knife, I would use an X-Acto knife, but I don't. There we go. And it just lifted that pocket open. See that? I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to go right along the edge. And I'm pressing hard enough to cut through the laminated sheet, but not hard enough to actually go through the green piece of paper. Okay, so now I've got that opening and that opening. So as you can see, if we took like, what do I have here? So like a sticker sheet. It would be a little tall, it would stick up, you know, height-wise on this particular sticker sheet that I have here. But you've got a pocket now on both sides that you can hold things inside of. My next step, hold on, because I forgot my corner rounder. The next thing that I'm going to do is use my corner rounder. Thanks to Katie, I now round all corners. Go back on that one. Just kind of takes the sharpness off of it. Did I do that? No, I lost it. Which one I did? There we go. It makes it pretty. Then, so I do that on the medium, and again, this is for B6. Then I take the large one. It's a little trickier sometimes because it's thick. Kind of really jam it in there. But see how it rounds the, I don't know if you can see that. There's something behind it. You can see how it rounds the corner there, and it's going to make it fit around your strings better. Like I said, it's thick, and it's, this corner rounder is not meant to have something so thick in it, but it went there. So I now have a pocket that's laminated, and let's move all this stuff out of the way. I'm making a mess on my kitchen table. I just kind of threw the inserts in here so that I could show you, and I have a white jump band because I need to get more jump bands. My black ones are currently being used, so I used white. But you could just take this just like any insert, put it in your jump band, and see with the corners rounded there, it slides right in. Swap that out. Okay, so now when you would open it up, you'd have your inserts, and then you have your nice little pocket that you could have your things inside of. Your stickers, your die cuts, whatever, your receipts, notes. So there you go. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. More than happy to help. Hope you liked it. And I'll post some pictures on Instagram as well of the actual pocket itself. Okay? Have a great day, guys. Bye.